Hey, what's up, everybody? Erod212 here with my latest haul video. Been a while. I was away on vacation. I'll probably do a video showing you guys what I picked up on while I was on the road. While I was away, I got back some submissions from CBCS, and actually just one submission from CBCS. And yesterday I got a nice little stack from CGC, so I wanted to share that with everybody. I'll start off with this is Wolverine #1, the miniseries, legendary series by Frank Miller. And I got this signed by Frank Miller at Big Apple Comic Con. Been a while. It took a couple of months to get this book back. I got it pressed by their company. It actually takes quite a bit, but I'm pretty happy with this. This came back a 9.6. I thought it had the possibility to come back a 9.4, so to get it a 9.6, I was really happy. There's Frank Miller's signature for those of you who haven't seen it. So again, for any Wolverine fan, a must have. And I also have one of these raw, which I'll probably keep raw, just have a raw set like that. But again, nothing else I can say about that except just a great book to have in the collection. First up for my CGC submissions, I'll show you a book that I enjoyed the story arc, and decided to get a couple of these slabbed. I believe this is a mini series, but there's talk about turning it into a full-time series. If it does it ups the opportunity for this book to pick up some steam. Pretty good story arc. Cover A was one of the better covers, and that's God Country #1. It came back a nice 9.8. I actually submitted 2 of them and got 9.8s on both of them. So super happy to get these back in these grades. As you know, grading moderns is a little different from grading your bronze and your silver age. They're a lot stricter on the amount of flaws that you're going to have on a modern to get for a 9.8. So once you go to the store, you basically, when you get in your shop, go through those books really thorough. If you think that it's a book you're going to want to get slabbed, I go through all my books thorough just in case, because you never know what book. That happened to me with Edge of Spider-Verse. Just picked up a copy just because. Who knew it would be the book it became? Speaking of books that have became really hot out of nowhere, then this book just took off, and that's Seven to Eternity. It's a great story arc, so if you haven't read the story arc, must read. Came back at 9.8. This is cover A. This is the cover to have with this out of the original books that came out. So really happy to have that. And again, fortunate enough to submit 2 of them and get both of them back in 9.8s. So, not much more I could say about that except, 2 really, really nice books to have. Okay, let's get into the meat and bones of this. This book came back exactly what I thought it was gonna, and it's Saga #1. This came back at 9.4. This had impact damage to the back cover. So when I bought this a couple years back, I paid $25 for it, knowing that possibly could press out to a better grade, and it did. It pressed out to a 9.4, which at this day and age, I think it's like a $200 book right now. This book really has not lost steam at all. So happy to have that. Here's the other one, and this is the book I was talking about before, and that's Edge of Spider-Verse #2. First time we see and are introduced to Spider-Gwen. Now with this book here, the whole issue with it is it has a thumbprint, and this is when I was a little more reckless about the way I selected my books. It must have been either my thumbprint, I don't think it was, or when they were handling it, when they were putting it on the shelves, because I was there the first morning when it came out. So, you live and learn, but 9.6, I could live with that. First appearance of Spider-Gwen. So, book I'm really happy to have slabbed. Part of my J. Scott Campbell collection. Superior Spider-Man #22. I love this cover. It's one of my favorites. You've heard me talk about it before. More than anything because it's J. Scott Campbell doing something other than females. and doing it well. He usually doesn't do male characters really well, but he kills it over here on Venom, you know, and his Spider-Man. They both look really good. Actually, his San Diego Comic-Con exclusive with Spider-Man swinging through, you know, with the holding Gwen, it is a really, really nice cover too. I like that a lot, but a little too pricey for me. But 9.6, take that every day of the week. Here's a big boy, and I'm happy that I got this. When I picked this up for $10. So, you know, I picked up before all the hype on Miles came out. I just love the character. I've got a couple of copies of his first appearance, as most people do. Was able to get this, and this is Ultimate Fallout number 4, the Marco Djurjevic variant on this. And this book right now in a 9.6 is probably $400 book for the last sales on the GPA analysis, which is amazing. The 9.8s are over $1,000 for the last sales. So I mean, this book has just skyrocketed. I don't know if it has anything to do with the announcement or the little, you know, blurb in the Spider-Man movie. You know, spoiler alert. Basically, the Prowler states that he has a nephew that lives in that area. His nephew is Miles Morales, so it shows Miles in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that possibility somewhere along the line for him to come along. But to get this in a 9.6, super stoked. I'll take this any day of the week. I got 2 more books for you guys. Really happy with this one. And this is Amazing Spider-Man number 4. First appearance of Cindy Moon, who becomes Silk, and this is the Humberto Ramos, I believe it's the 125 variant. This book picked up a lot of steam with the rumors of Cindy Moon becoming part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but that didn't come to fruition. But still, a really nice book. Somewhere along the line, she will appear somewhere. Mark my words on that. And this will be the book to go after. So, got it in a 9.8. Can't beat that. And then I got this back. Yeah, look at that. Cable and X-Force number 1. This came back in a 9.8. This is the Mike Deodato 1 in 100 variant, which is a pretty tough book to find. The Cable and X-Force didn't do that well. I think there might be 1,000 of these books. Anyway, this book now has skyrocketed, and it's probably going for about $450 for the last sale that I saw on it. I think it's got nothing but room to grow, especially with Cable being announced to appear on a Deadpool movie. You know, I think the hype is going to be real on this book, and I'm just glad that I was able to get this. I picked this up a year ago at a yard sale for $3. So $3, $12 to press, $16 for encapsulation, and another $10 to ship. So I'm about $40 into the book for a $450 book any day of the week. Super happy. But that's my haul. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you guys next time.